I want to go back a little bit to the push of CFX in our industry, and it's specifically in regards to equipment vendors, because we're hearing a lot of feedback from our partners that even to be considered for a customer, they have to show that they're CFX compliant. Whether or not, I don't know if that customer is using it, but just to even be considered to buy, they have to check that box. Are we able to easily and efficiently help them check that box and get through that requirement?
Yes, of course we can. And, I believe from the perspective of the equipment supplier, the question is that there's no question they have to comply. So to me, the real question to answer for them is, should I make it on my own, or should I buy the technology from a technology provider like Kyrgyzstan? So, of course, the make decision, if they go that route, comes with some implications. First, it means that you probably need a dedicated team of people that need to become experts in CFX, because you need to manage the implementation. And one issue there is that typically connectivity, communication protocols, and other IT-related topics are not necessarily a core competency for machine builders. So you have to build that. And also experience has shown that implementing CFX is probably not as easy as some people claim it is. And you have to be concerned with long-term support. As CFX is a rather young standard, and it still produces revisions 2 or 3 times a year. So as a supplier, you need to keep up with those to implement those. So, Kyrgyzstan has done connectivity projects for many years already, and we think we are in a good position to help the industry with all of these challenges. So then it becomes the buy decision. So for us, in order to make the buy more attractive, we came up with a subscription model. And basically, under that subscription model, Kyrgyzstan develops a CFX output using data sources available from the machine, and maintains the CFX option to comply with all the revisions that will be coming out of the future. So you basically do that at a fixed price. And the way we make this price attractive is that we basically share the development and maintenance effort of CFX across several partners. We do it once, but we offer that to several partners, so we can divide that effort among several partners. And of course, long-term support is guaranteed, since connectivity is definitely a core business for Kyrgyzstan.
Great. And with that subscription model offering, have we been able to onboard some partners specifically for CFX then, Andre?
Yes, we did. And, connectivity goes beyond CFX. But, through the years, we've helped a large list of equipment suppliers to comply or perform customer projects that require connectivity. For CFX specifically, we did collaborate with several customers, top partners today, including Mycronic, Juki, ASM, and UAC. Some are on a subscription basis, and some are on a more traditional business model that we have.
Awesome. Thanks, Andre. I think your response there gets at the heart of sort of factory digitalization and factory connectivity. It's not as simple as it seems, and it goes well beyond just CFX. You've talked about PAMX, SexGem, maybe some new emerging standards. Can you tell me a little bit more about what you see in the future and how we'll continue to support all of our customers, especially equipment vendors, in their factory digitalization efforts?
Yeah, well, what I think is that, at the end of the day, what really matters to customers is the data that can be collected from a machine, how this data can be made available to applications that require it, and what analytics and value you can create with this data. Customers at the end are not so concerned with the protocol itself. So this is why, Kyrgyzstan always believed that multiple protocols have coexisted, like SexGem and CAMX and CFX, and the proprietary protocols coming from the suppliers. And we believe that it will probably continue to coexist. There's a need for that to coexist. And equipment suppliers have struggled a lot to implement and support these protocols coming from different standard organizations, but that's not the end of it. I mean, on top of that, equipment suppliers have also struggled to support large OEMs that use their own MES and force the suppliers to comply with them. And also you have the MES suppliers that have their own APIs and do not necessarily use any of the standards like SexGen, CAMX, or CFX. So this is where I believe Kajiscan can really bring value to equipment suppliers. And we do that by taking away the challenge and complexity of getting the data from point A to point B and support customer integration projects. So, everyone can focus on their core competency.
Awesome. As you were talking through the different protocols and communication languages used, whether it's CAMX, CFX, or the proprietary ones, I just had this vision of this tangled web of data over an SMT line and trying to make sense of that. So if anyone wants to talk to you a little bit more about kind of sorting out that tangled web, we'll include a link in this landing page so you can sign up to have a direct meeting with André. Great. André, I've learned so much. I feel like I knew bits and pieces of this story, but I learned a lot more. So I appreciate you taking the time. And thank you to all of you who have tuned in to listen. Thanks so much.
Thank you.